Hello and welcome to my tutorial guide for the game Oninaki. This is a tutorial for the demo and I'll keep it as spoiler free as I can. So Oninaki, as you can see, is developed by Tokyo RPG Factory Co Limited and it's published by Square Enix. It's coming out August 2019. I just wanted to, like I said, I just want to take you through the basics to get you up to speed as quickly as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load my post-demo save and I'm going to show you what I've learned by doing this. So it gets you to a certain point in the story by getting to you do the first two bosses, you explore a bit and so on. Now if I take you through the menu, you can see the stats of your character if you want a glance. Healing essence, or incense, sorry, you can see right here are your healing pots. Feel free, from what I've seen at least so far, as long as you use them sparingly, you'll always get enough drops to keep it almost full stack. So you do emergency heals, don't do them too much. And then if we go to our daemons, now daemons are supporting souls which basically help you in your attack. So for example, in the demo you get access to two. You get Zav and initially Aisha. Aisha uses a one-handed sword. She tends to be a lot quicker, does quick attacks, stuff like that. Whereas Zav is more, he's like a dragoon basically. He uses a spear, he does a lot more bigger attacks, but he's mostly good at attacking single target versus Aisha, who's good at attacking multiple targets. Now there are I believe 4 daemons in total in the game, and you only get access to 2 during the demo. Now one thing that you can also look at, let's go to Aisha, let's explore her menu a bit. You have the equipment, so you can get equipment via world drops, so they could drop randomly, and you can see here that certain items can contain shade stones. So shade stones are basically the materia or whatever, or gems or whatever you want to call it in this game. So and they will give a separate buff as well. I haven't found a way yet, I don't think it's available in the demo, to upgrade a weapon or to equip shade stones, but I have received a few shade stones as item drops. So I'll explore this more when the full game comes out. So if I look, for example, at my items, you can see there's weapons. So I've got a few weapons, a few drops, and also I've got a separate menu just for shade stones. So like I said, they will drop by fighting mobs. Now what you can also do with the daemons, you can upgrade their skills. So to assign the skills, click on the skills menu and you can assign up to 4 skills as you want with these buttons. So during combat you can press these buttons to access it. I'm using an Xbox controller, and then in order to unlock new skills you come to the skill tree, and you need soul stones in order to unlock new skills on the skill tree. So the more you get, again you get them as drops. You'll see here, for example, how many soul stones you have and what is left in order for you to equip them. So as with all RPGs, read the descriptions, see if the skill will be useful for you. I'm not going to tell you what works well and what doesn't work well. It's a case of as with RPGs, you need to explore and you need to decide for yourself, but that's how generally it works. Now some things I've noticed about the demo: you have the memories. So in the skill tree for the daemons, you have let me just show you. You have the ability to unlock daemon memories. So you see here, like Zav memory 1, for example. By unlocking them using soul stones, then you unlock obviously more branches in the skill tree, but you also get, when you go to I think they're shrines or equivalent to shrines, I'll show you them in a second, the ability to view more cutscenes and more information about the individual daemons, and then you can also as well unlock more power-ups, more level-ups, more everything to go with them. So the more attached you get to your daemons, more powerful, the more they serve you, and so on. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we'll look at the map. You have a fast travel system as well, which is good. Now, the main thing, which is kind of interesting in this game, is that you have something called Pierce the Veil, which essentially is almost like accessing the dark underworld version of the game. So by pressing LT, we're able to access it. Now, what this offers is the ability to slay monsters both in the real world and in the sort of demon world. Now, one thing I've noticed before we get into this, one thing that helps, if you're using, for example, an Xbox controller, go to your settings, go to config, and then make sure at the bottom right you select that you want to do the controller tip. Otherwise, it will keep saying the keyboard commands even if you're using a controller, so you have to set this manually, so make sure you do that. Now, the last thing I'll say is, let me just quickly go back to the world map. I'm going to go to the starting zone. I'm not going to spoil anything in terms of story. Okay, so let's teleport here. Now, one thing, you might find that this is a bit fiddly, so just use up and down on the D-tab to select them randomly. Okay, so if we go back here to the beginning. Now, initially, when you start the game, you have normal mobs, okay? So you're attacking normal mobs. To do basic attacks, press X with your keys. Like, look at your key bindings, you'll see how to do them. And you can always see on the bottom left of the screen what other skills you can do. Like Meteor is basically just a dragoon jump. Now, I wanted to show you this area because you have this. So you see this glowing mob. He's called a sight stealer. So when you kill him, so generally with boss fights and these sort of games, attack a couple of times and dodge. Of course, that was a bad example because that's really easy. But generally, he will then drop an aura around him. You see an aura around him. Then you press LT and it will uncover the area in the veiled. So you see here across the veil in this area. So initially, you might get to a point where some of the areas are covered in dark, deep shadow, where even if you try to walk through them, you get a really slow walking speed and so on. So killing the sight stealers allows you to walk through them more easily. So they're kind of like gatekeepers, essentially. Now, one thing that's interesting in this game is that you can kill monsters both in the, like I said, in the normal world and also in this world as well. And one thing about this world is that it will also give you, like, for example, treasure chests. Now, one thing I see, so at the very top right of the screen, I can see the following. Obviously, how much HP I have, what level I am, and also you see 5 of 5. This is a healing incense. So, one thing I recommend, which seems to work well for me, if you are low on health, then make sure you press up on the D-pad. You can see here the commands. Up on the D-pad uses incense. That means use heal. Okay, and generally what I tend to do, unless it's an emergency heal and I have to use it in battle, I will use it when I have found another one, just so that I'm always full. And one thing as well, if you press down on the D-pad and see your weapon, then you run around quicker. You get much quicker movement speed, basically. So yeah, so anyway guys, that was a basic tutorial for this game. Try out the demo, it's free, you can get it on Steam. I've been having fun with it. I'm definitely looking forward to the main release. So yeah, it looks great, it plays great. The hack and slash of the combat is really fun. What you also have in the game is a battle mode. So if we go back to the title menu, I'm not going to explore it, this is down to you. But what the battle mode is, it allows you to play the game at roughly level 21-ish, 20 plus, and you have access to 4 demons or daemons, and you have the ability then to try a lot of their skills and try the daemons and see how you feel of them. So that's what battle mode is for. So yeah, and if you like the demo, be sure to consider buying the full game. Simple as that. So anyway guys, that's all I wanted to show you today for this tutorial guide. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. You can watch a random video over there, you can watch the latest upload down there, or you can click down here to subscribe. Thank you guys, bye bye.